Hi, I'm Dr. David. I want to talk about 6 or 7 tests that you absolutely need to do to ensure that your brain is functioning well. And I'm not talking about this high-tech PET scans or SPECT scans or MRIs and the like, because most of these simply are not available in countries like Nigeria and other African countries. So we want to deal with the low-tech but high sensitivity tests. So let's start with the first one. The first one I would say is vitamin D3. You've got to know your vitamin D3 levels. If you can't pay for it, then just start taking 5 to 10,000 international units a day. I promise you that is not going to hurt you. That's only going to make you better and stronger and more healthy and protect your brain. By the way, vitamin D is one of the key things that helps to maintain and support the synapses of the brain. The key things, and those are the things that are mainly attacked in Alzheimer's dementia. So that's number one. Number two, you want to get your blood sugar levels. Ensure your blood sugar levels are normal. Do whatever you need to do to ensure that you take your medications or whatever your doctor provides for you. So, and it has to be fasting blood glucose, not random, but fasting blood sugar. Number three, you want to check your insulin levels. Now, that may be a challenge in most labs in Nigeria and other African countries, but insulin level talks about your sensitivity or otherwise, or resistance to insulin. That is different from blood sugar levels. So those are two different things. Your blood sugar levels could be normal, but your insulin levels could be bad. And that has a serious effect on the brain. So you want to ensure that your blood insulin levels are normal and your insulin resistance is working, that you're sensitive to insulin. You got to get that right. Number four would be your homocysteine levels. This may be available in most labs, so check that out. It's homocysteine is a very bad sugar. It's a protein, a very sticky protein that can sticks to the inner lining of the blood vessels, and the high levels of homocysteine can cause damage to the brain, damage to the heart, and damage to sensitive organs in the body, like the eyes as well. So homocysteine levels have to be low. Homocysteine levels is also a measure of your vitamin B6 and vitamin B12 levels. Again, these are very important for brain and heart function. So your homocysteine levels have to be normal. You also want to check the level of inflammation. Remember, we talk about the 4 horsemen, and inflammation is like number 3 on the list of the 4 horsemen. Inflammation obviously is underlying a lot of things, including strokes, heart attacks, dementia. So homocysteine is, you want to check there's a test called the C-reactive protein. That's the most common test for inflammation. Then there's the HS C-reactive protein, high sensitivity C-reactive protein. I did mine perfect, came out perfect for colors. You want to check yours as well. Dr. Barry Sears talks about an even more sensitive test than that, which is also quite effective. It's called the EPA. I think it's an EPA. Yes, no, it's an EPA. EPA sounds like the Environmental Protection Agency. I know it's the AA/DHA. I'll get back to you. So that's another test, but it's not. I don't think that's available in most places. So the CRP is probably what's available. The other thing is that you want to check for your triglycerides. Triglyceride levels are extremely important. And now notice I didn't mention cholesterol. It seems to me that this overemphasis on cholesterol is a mistake. We're seeing that triglycerides are a greater indicator of the health of your blood vessels and the health of your heart and your brain as a result. If triglycerides levels are high, forget cholesterol. It puts you at a much, much greater risk than just having high levels of cholesterol, LDL, LDL, whatever. So triglycerides are more important. And then there's another test that is done as a triglycerides / HDL, which is your good cholesterol, quote unquote. That's the ratio can be measured in certain labs. That's also very important. So there you have it. Then the bonus one is the hormonal levels. I call them the PET2, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, and thyroid hormones. These are extremely important for brain function. Thyroid for the overall energy in the brain. Estrogen is probably estradiol specifically, is probably the most important hormone for the brain. one of the reasons why women are twice as likely to have dementia as men is because estrogen drops after the menopause, and estrogen is so important. Estradiol, I keep saying estrogen. Estradiol is the active and most important form of estrogen. Estradiol protects the brain more than any other hormone in the body. Now, the advantage men have is that they can convert the testosterone to estradiol, which is really good. Progesterone, too, is also very important for brain health and brain function. So if you have a panel that tests your hormonal levels, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, and thyroid hormones, I call them PET2, then that's also can tell you to a very large extent how healthy your brain is. So yeah, there's all seven: insulin, blood sugar, fasting, homocysteine, C-reactive protein, vitamin D, triglycerides, and the bonus, which is the hormones. This will probably tell you better than almost any other test, except the really expensive research lab PET scans, SPECT scans, that how healthy your brain is. Of course, Daniel Amen does the SPECT scans, and he's been able to diagnose a lot of different mental health problems. But not everybody has access to a Daniel Amen or to an Amen clinic. So therefore, we got to make do with what we have. And these are the 7 that I really want to emphasize. So that's it for now. God bless. Follow us on social media platforms. Bye.